The trade for Jalen Reagor could be coming soon, but when is it going to happen? I have no idea. What teams could be interested? Take this video with a grain of salt. Trust me, because we're just going to ponder the idea of what teams could be interested and where he could be going. Get into it. What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey 6M2 coming, guys, with a video right now. So, Jalen Reagor trade. Where could he go? You know, there's a lot of possibilities. I feel like a trade probably could have been done if this was the case, if he really was on the trade block for this long. But I feel like the Eagles are just trying to squeeze as many teams as possible to give them a second to third round pick. I mean, a third to fourth round pick or something. Like, they're trying to get something. They're trying to make it so unrealistic that Howie's trying to fleece another team. You're not going to fleece another team with having Jalen Reagor. Okay, there's nothing to sell, you know, of how a team is going to want to give up a higher pick for a guy that had 300 yards. And obviously, he has made himself worse by all the stuff he's done on social media and everything else like that. So I'm going to get into some teams right now that could have interest. Some could be realistic, some unrealistic, and some maybe could make sense. So let's get straight into it. Now, the first team I want to talk about is the Houston Texans. They did lose John Mechie, not to injury, but he actually has leukemia, which really sucks. Prayers to his family and everything he's going through as a rookie coming in. I had a lot of interest in John Mechie and getting him, and prayers to him and his family. And when life gets in the way, things really suck. And hopefully he comes back soon and he gets with his team, and I want him to have a really good career, because I think he's gonna have a fantastic career with the Texans. But until he comes back, they're down a receiver. Do they go after Jalen Reagor just to put him in there, see what he could do, and just see what happens? Like I said, there's nothing promising about it. Like, if this is like, you're giving up nothing for Jalen Reagor. The Eagles are going to get a 6th, 7th round pick for him, and just to acquire him on the team and see what he could do. So I think the Texans would, be not the most realistic, but just an option, because they're losing a receiver due to health issues, and kind of need that spot filled. So we'll see about that. Second team I want to go after is the Kansas City Chiefs, a contender. Would Jalen Reagor actually go to a contender? Now, the Kansas City Chiefs actually lost Justin Ross. That was supposed to be their Tyreek Hill type player, and I think he had a foot injury or something that's going to have him on IR for a while. If that was the injury, but putting Jalen Reagor on a contender, I just don't see it. Imagine Patrick Mahomes throwing to Jalen Reagor and he wins a Super Bowl ring. That would scare me for years to come. And please, God, my eyes will burn and fall out of my skull. So please do not let that happen. But is this realistic? Probably not. But hey, it's nice to just speculate some of these weird things that are going on. So hey, the Kansas City Chiefs could be a possibility, but highly unlikely. And I think the last two teams I definitely want to go over that maybe seem realistic and maybe not realistic. The Bears and the Ravens, okay? These are, I think it could make sense. These two definitely make sense. The Ravens, because the Eagles or Ravens did talk during the draft. The Ravens contacted the Eagles about Jalen Reagor. And this was during where they were supposed to get Chuck Clark in this big trade when the Eagles really needed safety, which they kind of still do. But depending if you're an Eagles fan that likes Marcus Epps and Anthony Harris, or you think we need a bigger jump on that position, to trade for somebody for a little bit more long term. But Eagles never pulled the trigger on it. I kind of thought and was like, how did they not get this done? I don't have any idea why. I think the Eagles, like I said earlier in this video, they were squeezing and they were like, we want more picks. And they just didn't give the pick that they wanted. And that trade was, boom. Howie held up the phone and said, what were they thinking? I'm not giving this receiver away for nothing. Who knows at this point what it's about. But I would try to re-engage in this trade with the Ravens. I don't see why it's a big deal. I mean, you tried to do it in the draft. Just come together one more time and try to get something done. I don't see why not. Now, the Chicago Bears, total rebuild. I mean, this team is going to be bad. They've been adding receiver after receiver. They just got N'Keal Harry. Why not add Jalen Reagor to the mix? You got to put him on a team that's a rebuild team that's not going to win something in the next few years. They have a quarterback right now that's, trying to find his way, and hopefully he's the answer in Chicago. So I'm not really sure where this is going to go, but I think the Chicago Bears are between the Ravens and probably the Bears, one of the perfect teams for him to go on. Just to throw him in there, put him on special teams, do something with him. Okay, it's just, to me, it's just I think just because it's wide open over there, they don't have. Like, I'm not saying they're set at receiver right now. Like, they're experimenting right now. I mean, that's really what they're doing. And adding him to that roster, obviously you don't want to, Reagor's got to work for what he's got to get. Reagor's got to work for it. He can't just go to and expect to start somewhere. Like, he's got to beat out some guys. And if he has to beat out a few guys on the Chicago Bears, and that's totally fine. Let's see what he could do. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the dead cap is 2.4. The Eagles can eat this up. I mean, this is just a few teams, I think, that unrealistic. This is either realistic, unrealistic, or totally just it's never going to happen with certain teams. But definitely these are like 4 teams that you can look at and say, yeah, maybe there will be interest. Like I said, Ravens and Bears probably seem more, because I don't know. I just felt like because of the trade that the Ravens almost made with the Eagles for Reagor, and it just didn't happen. And then the Chicago Bears are just adding receiver after receiver this whole offseason, and they're just looking for weapons. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot here you could take from it. And, I think Reagor will be in training camp for a couple days, a week, whatever the case may be. I think he's got to pass his physical, and then obviously I think teams are going to want to see like how healthy he is and how he looks on the field, and maybe someone will show up to practice. Maybe a scout will go there, or somebody will go there as part of the front office to one of these teams just to see how he's doing and how he looks. And if they feel like they want to make the trade and pull the trigger, then great. But the Eagles can't pressure a team for a higher pick because you're not going to get that. It's your fault he's a first-round pick. It's your fault you drafted him. Like, you got to pay the price. Sacrifice. It is what it is. At least you're getting a draft pick. I'd rather have a day 3 draft pick than keep Jalen Reagor. Do you hear what I just said? I'd rather keep a day 3 draft pick than keep Jalen Reagor. That's pretty sad. It's really pretty sad. And then their second option is just to release him. Just release him. I mean, I know you want to get value and value. Maybe teams are starting to figure like, oh, they don't want Jalen Reagor. Let's just wait. Let's just see. I would waive him at least. I wouldn't even just release him. I'd waive him. This way he goes through the waiver wire, and whatever team picks him up, picks him up. That's how it goes. That's how the world goes round and round, round we go. So other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. What's the most realistic team you think Jalen Reagor will be on? You guys let me know in the comment section below. Because I know all of you love Jalen Reagor, and you care for him because you want him to go to a place where he's going to succeed and he's going to win a Super Bowl and have a Super Bowl ring on his finger. It would be perfect, right? Right? So let me know. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Shake Squad up. Follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.